Welcome back to the Deep Frame podcast. It is Saturday, May 9th, 2026. If you're looking for the sanitized, corporate approved version of reality, click away now. But if you want the unvarnished truth, the kind of intelligence that normally stays locked behind a SCIF door, then you found the right frequency. Today, we are going into a tactical deep dive. We are looking at the deep state in total meltdown, the high seas precision warfare in the Gulf, and the black robe judicial coup attempting to hijack our national sovereignty. This is the perspective the legacy media is too scared to touch. This is the conservative capitalist manifesto. And above all, this is an account for the incredible successes of President Donald J. Trump as he navigates the world that is desperate to stop him from winning. Now, I want to start off with the reformation of the deceased temple, FBI. For decades, the Hoover Building has been a fortress for the unaccountable. But President Trump did what no one else had the courage to do. He sent in a reformer. Director Kash Patel is currently in the middle of the most important renovation in the history of American law enforcement, turning what he calls a deceased temple back into a premier law enforcement agency. Now, look at the headlines, right? The media wants to talk about bourbon. They've leaked stories about Cash branded Woodford Reserve bottles, beautifully engraved with a $sign. The FBI, shield, and the number 9 signifying Patel is the 9th director. They call him J. Edgar Boozer. They claim he's MIA because he once had to secure his privacy behind a locked door. Let's look at the unreleased truth they're trying to bury. The Quantico UFC incident. In March, Patel brought a case of his commemorative bourbon, which, by the way, he pays for out of pocket, right? To a training seminar with UFC fighters. One bottle goes missing. Now, a weak leader would let that go, right? But Kash Patel understands that if an agent can steal from his director, they can steal from the American people too as well. He reportedly went into action, ordering polygraph tests for over 24 staff members to root out the rot. This isn't panic mode, as the media claims. This is organizational integrity. Patel is flushing out the leakers who have spent years trying to undermine the Trump administration from within. From a capitalist point of view, this is exactly how you fix a failing corporation. You find the people leaking your proprietary strategy to the competition and you show them the door. And don't miss the real victory here. While the media obsesses over whiskey, they spend zero time covering the record-breaking success in reduction in crime, right? That the FBI has achieved under Trump's leadership. The director is winning, the president is winning, and the deep state is so terrified that they've resorted to stealing bottles and leaking to the Atlantic. Now, let's pivot to the Gulf. We are 62 days into the conflict in Iran. A conflict where President Trump has displayed a level of peace through strength that would make Reagan blush, literally. Yesterday, Friday, May 8th, Iranian forces launched an unprovoked multi-pronged assault. Missiles, drones, and small fast attack boats targeting our guided missile destroyers. The USS Mason, the USS Rafael Peralta, and the USS Truxtun, they thought they could catch us sleeping during a ceasefire. But nah, Trump called it world class. Not a single scratch on our ships, but absolute devastation for the opposition. But here's the tactical detail the mainstream won't show you. The smokestack doctrine. President Trump authorized CENTCOM to release footage of our F/A-18 Super Hornets from the USS George H.W. Bush, disabling 2 Iranian-flagged tankers, the MT Sea Star 3 and the MT Selvda. Our pilots didn't just bomb them. They fired precision munitions directly into the smokestacks. They didn't sink them. And they didn't kill the crews. They simply rendered the vessels unusable right before they could violate our blockade. This, my friends, is called the Operation Fury in action. We are securing the Strait of Hormuz, the world's most critical energy artery. Yes, Brent crude is at $116 a barrel today. Yes, gas is north of $4.50. But as a capitalist, I ask you, what is the price of security? Trump's Project Freedom is ensuring that we are never again held hostage by rogue regimes in the Middle East. The markets are in backwardation for a reason. The smart money knows that when Trump blockades a port, the enemy surrenders and the American economy and the American. Now let's move forward to the $166 billion judicial heist. But while our boys are holding the line in the Gulf, radical left judges in the Court of International Trade are trying to bleed us dry at home. On Thursday, May 7th, a 2-1 decision struck down the president's 10% global tariffs. These judges, Barnett and Kelly, had the audacity to claim that a $1.2 trillion trade deficit doesn't constitute a balance of payments crisis. They are literally choosing foreign exporters over the American worker. Trump's trade representative, Jamieson Greer, hit back Friday morning, calling these judges hell-bent on importing more from China. And here's the deep info you need to know for your portfolio. This coming Tuesday, May 12th, the administration is forced to start paying out $166 billion in refunds to importers. And $66 billion that should be staying here in America. President Trump rightly called this a travesty. But in typical Trump fashion, he is already 3 steps ahead, he told reporters. We always do it a different way. We get one ruling and we do it a different way. He is already pivoting to Section 301 investigations, targeting 16 economies for their unfair labor and manufacturing practices. The message is clear. The president will not stop fighting for American industry, no matter how many legal roadblocks the globalists throw his way. Now, let's talk about why we're winning the long game. This is the unreleased tech intel that is going to change your life. While the deep state leaks and the courts obstruct, Trump's focus on American R&D preparing to end the 2D era forever. The latest intel from the supply chain points to Project MH1. We are talking about the spatial iPhone, the iPhone Ultra. According to a leaker known as the Schrodinger, Samsung is developing a holographic AMOLED LED panel for Apple that uses diffractive beam steering. This isn't the blurry 3D of the past. This is zero clarity loss. We're talking about nanostructured layers that make 3D avatars and objects float above the glass surface. You'll be able to tilt your phone to see around objects in the video. Think about that. While our competitors are struggling with basic manufacturing, we are building 21st century spatial computing. Samsung is in such a panic to keep up that they've accidentally confirmed the Galaxy Watch 9 Ultra just to stay relevant. This is the capitalist endgame. We win the trade war by making the rest of the world's technology look obsolete. Now, let's talk about the capitalist manifesto, the victory ahead. We wrap this journey with the big picture. The media wants you focused on Kash Patel's bar tab because they don't want you to see the reduction in crime. They want you scared of gas prices because they don't want you to see the Operation Epic Fury is securing our energy sovereignty. And they want you to celebrate the $166 billion refund because they want to hollow out our treasury before the midterms. But the American capitalist doesn't fold. President Trump has taken the hits. He has found the different ways, and he has kept our country booming despite a mini war. We are reclaiming our organizations, our waterways, and our economy. So as you go into the rest of your weekend, remember this. The bourbon is a distraction. The tariffs are a necessity. The war in the Gulf is a position of strength. And the holographic future is our birthright. The deep state is in a panic mode for a reason. They've lost control of the bureau. They've lost control of the narrative. And they're about to lose control of the courts. President Trump is standing in the gap, and he is winning for you every single day. Stay focused, stay unapologetic, and most of all, stay on the front lines. I'm reading the files they don't want you to see. I'll see you back here. Peace.